Welcome once again to the Ambassador Speaks show, one of the largest shows in Africa. It involves inspiration, it involves motivation. So I always say that as a person, you need to aspire to inspire before you expire, because a time comes when you will be of no use. A time comes when you will be very old, you will have no energy, you will have no even psych to talk, to do something. But as far as you are still young as I am, ensure that you are inspiring somebody. Personally, there are very many creative people ahead of me who are always inspiring me, who are always, I look at them and I be like, one day I will be like this person or even better than him. Just a question before we start our show today. Is there someone who is looking at you and says, I want to be like you? Or when people look at you, they be like, no, I want to be like somebody else who is not this person. I'm also still praying so hard that anytime I appear before the young people of this country and Africa at large, and even the world at large, but my issue mostly is about Africa. That's why I said this channel is the largest in terms of inspiration in the whole of continent of Africa. I wish that one day when I stand, somebody will be like, I want to be like Ambassador. So thank you so much, and I take this chance once again, as you are joining us in this particular show. We always do a one-man show, 2 people, 3 people. Sometimes we do a very big show of like 5 of us, 6 of us. So whatever the case, our issue is one, to inspire and to motivate. As I wish you all the best, I want to give you a headlines before I actually give you what I want to discuss today. Actually, today we will be talking much of some questions which when you attend interviews, you will be asked. And most of us are never ready to answer such questions. And remember, in every panel of interviews, there is always one person who never asks much, but his or her job is one, to look at you direct in the eye until you say, my name was, my name will be, you get confused. So we shall be checking on that. So before we continue, for the last 1 week, I belong to the academic part of life. And, before I became an inspirer and a motivator, but first of all, I am a teacher, an academician. I deal with those many things. I want to talk about the Malala and the Butere girls issue. Most of you, if right now, if we are to vote between the government and the Malala will win because of course, the emotions in which Kenyans are going through. But truth be told, I'm not against Malala fighting the government, fighting this, or what I'm talking about, but I'm against him because I'm imagining I've sent my child to school. Then the next day in the streets of Nakuru, I see him saying so and so must go. No, it will be a tough day with me and my daughter, or if it was my boy in this case. Fighting is having no issue, and the government has to be corrected. The government has to be given sleepless nights, but not through our children. I am a teacher, I know. When you tell a child to do this, that child will innocently do that, thinking that, Malala is a very big person in this country. History, a teacher say this, they will do it innocently. I was watching that video, and some of the girls were running when they were in that particular school in Nakuru and shouting, so and so must go. Why? Because someone behind them was like, he said, no, I will join Malala in fighting and correcting the government, but I will not join Malala in using schools to do the same. In fact, someone to tell him that when he will be doing the echoes of, what was that? Echoes of War, or whatever the case, he can give me one of the character. I will perform it very well, as long as he leaves school children alone. Yeah, we can, we can just do it very well until the information reaches where it is supposed to have reached. The other week again, this is now another headline news. I'm talking about 3 headlines news. Leave now Malala alone. The other one is the other week, a police officer, if I'm not wrong, it must be a police officer, was said to have murdered the whole of his family, children and the wife, before killing himself. And he wrote a letter saying, please forgive me because I had to do it. Let me tell you, if there was somewhere to tell you, we are not going to forgive you because whatever you did was not forgivable. Whatever you are going through, and let me tell you this, Mr. Police Officer, whatever you think you are going through, if you were to narrate that story, somebody else is going through a lot more than you. But that person is still in the streets, smiling, giving high five, buying someone chips, doing whatever, yet they are going through a lot. You just go through, in fact, your age may be very small, and you decided to end the lives of innocent children. Then you go ahead and tell us, forgive me. I hope you, wherever you are, we are not forgiving you because whatever you did is not acceptable. May whoever has such a behavior and or may whoever is having or going through a lot in your mind. I was talking to my friend the other day and I said, if you feel like you've gone through a lot in your family, leave your family alone and run away. And by the way, as a man in your family, if you remain stuck in your family, some of us, we cannot come to help your family when you are with your family. But when we know that so and so, Mudama has run away from his family, now we will come and help Mudama's children. When you stabilize wherever you are, maybe you have gone to Mombasa, you have gone to Tanzania, Uganda, you've gone to South Africa, you've just run away fast. You go and stabilize your mind, your brain, your emotions, then you come back. We will not say you are a coward. You had gone or you had paved way for other people, including your parents, including the parents of your wife, to come and help your family. As long as you are still there, nobody will help your family. So what am I saying? We go through a lot in our lives. Everybody is going through a lot. And by the way, did you know that life, the simple definition of life is solving of problems? You are born to come and solve problems. Remember, you will not finish solving these problems. You will just be there trying to solve them. You will solve others. Others will be very difficult to be solved. You will leave them behind. You will die. You will go. Your generation will keep on solving problems. So life, the best definition of life is solving problems. Like this police officer who, instead of solving problems, he decided to end his family. You are not a man. You are not a man. Men try to solve problems. If they cannot solve the problem, they call for other men to come and we solve the same problem. That was the second highlight. The second last or the last, there was a wedding by a man called Prince Indah. It was one of its kind. It was from the great tribe of the Luo. That was a very big African wedding. If the white people in London could watch how it was, they would admire our traditional wedding. It was so nice. In fact, even those girls, ladies who had said they want to, we don't want the man, it's better he become a lesbian or whatever. When they saw that wedding, they changed their mind and they said, we are looking for men like Prince Indah. Disclaimer is, in Kenya, the likes of Prince Indah, there are very few. There are very few. We are not very many who can do that. He had very big friends, the likes of Jalango, Obina, and others who had to drop in the village using aeroplane with an helicopter. Sisi tutakuja hapo na magari zetu, zingine zitakataa kuwaka, lakini bado ni wedding. Now, lastly, before I now join you to the interview, was it 2 days ago? I was going to see my friend Edwin, who stays. I don't know whether the best English is who stays in Umoja or who stays at Umoja. Whatever the case, Edwin is Moja. So I boarded another vehicle. I don't know what was written on that vehicle. I don't know it was written forward. Kuna hizi sako na si Embassava, kuna sako fulani inapatikananga pale pa station sikienda upande ya Umoja. Now mimi napendanga kukaa mbele. Nikionanga dereva akifanya ile mambo yake, akikanyaka clutch, akichange gear, akisonga mbele, akikanyaka brake, such things. I love doing that. So I was seated there. Then another lady just came and sat close to me. She never looked serious. She looked like, a normal Kenyan. I don't want to say so much about that. But I was like, I can even pay fare for her. Haikuwa na maneno mingi ile ya, I want to send fare, but okay, I will send it later on. She was just very humble. Then we passed somewhere and she saw someone carrying a bag and says, this person must be coming from the airport. He looks like he is coming from airport. Now, the way she was looking like, she looked like she had never been to an airport. That's me. I was thinking like that. Then I said, it's good to go to airport. It's good to fly once in a while. When people are mentioning stories about how a airport looks like, at least you have something to mention. How a plane looks like, at least you have something to mention. Hey, when you get money, please try to go to the airport. At least you have, idea of how airport looks like. The lady just kept quiet and we proceeded to start other stories. Then she told me, Papa, I have been to airport so many times. I've boarded a plane like 12 times, 13 times. Today, I'm going to board 2 planes. Now, I was like, hey, who is this? She was like, it's like you're not believing. She gave me the passport that has been stamped by very many countries. Mine, I have a passport, very blank, very clean. And it's 2 years since I obtained my passport. Again, she gave me the air ticket. I checked on it. Yeah, sure. She was supposed to board a plane from JKIA, then to Ethiopia, then from Ethiopia to other countries outside there. And I was like, oh. So I was telling you, like, you need to board and the airport, at least ujue stories za airport zikoache, kumbe yende mwenye airport. At least, the way mimi najuana na Makanga kwa stage pale Limuru, ama pale Kocha Nairobi, ni venye yeye amejuana na mapilots. Humility is the best thing to express in this life. So now, I said, when we go to an interview, always you will be like, you are prepared. That night you are not sleeping. You are going to meet some people. And in interview, people will always dress like I'm dressed. There is an interview I attended and everybody was wearing a suit like the one I had. And the moderator of the panel was like, who gave you this memo? And I told them, no, fetters parts on Semangaje, as long as they flock together, I told that person whatever I wanted to say. And there are those who they care so less. They just attend the way they want. They wear miniskirt, they wear jeans, t-shirt. Depending on the nature of the work, it requires that you dress differently. But all in all, even if you are going to do interview to be a driver, dress smart. Always in your closet. Even if you don't love suits like me. Okay, I love suits, I'm saying. Even if you don't love suits the way I love. What are you supposed to do? Just have 1 or 2. At least recently I realized that there are some people I've influenced in my life. And nowadays they are wearing suits. My photographer or videographer was telling me, do I need to wear suits to take photo or a video? But recently I saw him wearing suits. Look at those suits that he's having right now on the screen. So I'm not saying that that's a must, but anytime you're going for an interview, smartness is the key. Attend like you are serious. You know what? Some of the things that cannot be written in your CV, some of the things that cannot be communicated in your certificates. Like right now, I have my certificates are just here. It shows where I schooled, college, of course, high school, primary, those few things, the certificates that I have, and very many other things. Now, my personality is not captured in the CV. My personality is not captured in my certificates. Even if you write in your CV that you are very humble, can you appear before the panel? They will see your humility. There are many things that are not captured in your documents, which it is captured when we stand before you, ask you questions, talk to you, send you to close the door, and very many other things. They will communicate a lot. Many of you, even me. But no, my last 3 interviews I've never tensed. Because I've done some interviews for other people. I've interviewed other people. So when it's time to be interviewed, I don't sweat. I just appear. Whatever the questions they're asking, I know how to answer. If I'm not sure, I will tell them I'm not sure. I'm here because such things. There's this very difficult question that annoys people. You are fresh from the college. You are fresh from the high school or whatever you have been studying for. Then you are being asked your experience in that particular job. And mind you, you are going or you simply want to be employed for the first time. You have no experience. Are you supposed to lie? What are you supposed to do? In this case, don't lie. Why? Even if you lie, you will be the same people you're going to work with. Tell them, they will see from your CV that you've just graduated and you would like to gain experience from their company. Show them that you're willing to learn. Even if you have no experience, you're willing to learn. And within the first few days, if given the opportunity, you will be the most experienced person in that company. Why? Because you are supposed to show them that, yes, I'm fresh from the campus, but I want to be employed so that I can get this particular experience. Where else can you get experience? If every company decides that they want only experienced people, where will you get them? So ask for an opportunity to learn and to get the experience. Now, sometimes you appear again. Another question you will be asked, tell us more about yourself. And then everybody now keeps quiet. That's when you will realize that you indeed don't know about yourself. But I will always tell people, if you ask to tell them about yourself, don't complicate things. In fact, start with your name. That's about yourself. Yes, that's you. Start with your name. Mention anything that is related to you. For example, I'm ambassador. I'm a teacher. Currently, I'm teaching at a certain school, and I teach the following subjects, and I've been teaching for the last 6 years. You see? Then if you keep quiet from there, if they have something else about you, they will ask you. But make sure when they ask you about yourself, start with your name, where you are currently, where you've been working, if that is the case. I work now at a company A. I've been working at a company B for some years. Before company B, I was first employed at company A somewhere in Kisumu. That tells more about yourself. And whenever you are answering questions, I know my face right now may appear to be very serious. Whenever you are answering questions, put a very smiling face. Just don't show like you are being bothered by them. Abana, you just be happy and be composed. Don't answer like umeshtuka. No. Unashtuka kwa nini? Those are your colleagues. And some of them, even if you have the chance to be employed before them, you will rise in the job group above them. You will be their bosses at some point. Apana shtuka. Sawa. So that's how you are supposed to tell them who you are. Then they will ask you, how did you know about our company? And of course, this one has no specific answer because, like right now, I've ever applied to work with an NGO. Yes. Where did I see or find about the company? I saw it in social media. I told them Facebook. I told them TikTok because it has been posted in somewhere in TikTok, Facebook, and I also saw it in a Daily Nation magazine. Tell them where you saw their advert. Also, maybe a friend of yours, alikwambia, kuna kazi, tell them from a friend. It's still okay. That one has no any issue. Just tell them, I had it from a friend. Then after interviewing you for some time, they will ask you, especially for those who are changing the jobs, like are moving from company A to company B. You will be asked, why are you changing this job? We are moving from a certain company, now you are coming to a company. Is it because the other company could not tolerate you anymore? Or it is you who could not tolerate them anymore? I mean, those are the questions that you can be asked. Let me ask you now. I know you will not answer me, but if you are to be asked, why are you considering to change this job or your company or your employer? Why are you changing your boss? What will you say? First of all, give a thanks. Thank you to my previous organization. Thank you to my previous company for giving me an opportunity to grow in their place. So you have recognized your former boss. Then from there, explain to them that you always love to explore. You had worked there for like 5 years. There is what you call station fatigue. If you stay in a place for 10 years, you will not deliver like you used to deliver the first few years. But now, if you change again to another company, your delivery will be good. Tell them you have what you call station fatigue and you are considering change because change is as good as rest. So also tell them you want to explore more careers. The company you are at, you've stayed there for like 10 years, 5 years. You want to explore more and other skills which may not be available in that particular company, but in other company. Also tell them you want to experience different personalities. You've stayed with your colleagues there for 10 years. Why don't you explore other companies to see how other people of the world behaves like? We are in the world. So I want to know, the company in Kiambu, how is it behaving? I will shift to Kitale. Then from Kitale, you will find me in Mombasa. From Mombasa, if that company is international, you will find me in South Africa. Why? Exploration. Tell them that way. Now, what are you not supposed to say? Don't mention anything negative about your previous company. Unajua my boss alikuwa the moment unapaka rangi chafu kwa your previous company, this company that you want to ask for job, they will be like, so umewapaka matope. Now, again, you will identify our name after this? No. Just tell them, like I made this example here. I am thankful to my previous organization because I have learned a lot of things from there. According to me, changes are necessary for everyone to enhance your skills, knowledge and personal growth and financial growth. Your organization is a good platform where I can learn more. Talk about looking for new challenge in your career. I want to get a new challenge. Like those who watch football. Someone like, why is this name running away from my brain? This doctor of football called Marcus Rashford, when he was going to Aston Villa from Manchester United, he said, a new challenge, a new place. And that is true. A new challenge, a new place. Then after that one, you will be asked, what are your weakness? Everybody has weakness. Everybody has strength. Now, wewe ngulusumu utawambia sina weakness. No. You must be having some weakness. Like, one of my weakness is like, I'm a very straightforward person. I'm a very sensitive person. It's a weakness. I'm very impatient. Just be honest. I'm very impatient. Like, usiwambia ati napiganga watu nikikasirika. Hapana. Tell them I'm very talkative. Like, personally, I will tell them I'm very talkative. Then tell them I cannot say no when someone asks for help. It's a weakness. I can't say no when someone asks for help. And I am a bit lazy in which I'm not interested. However, I'm learning to say no. So don't say, I don't have any weakness. You are a human being. If you don't have any weakness, then it's only God who is not weak. Sawa. Then talk about things very light weakness. Don't say when I get angry I fight people. No, no, you will not get employed. Just talk about very weakness which are general to everybody. Yeah. Then your strengths. Your strengths. Also now this way you are supposed to mention them very well. How strong are you? I mean, talk about punctuality, talk about flexibility, talk about a very hardworking person, adaptation. You easily adapt to some changes. Talk about cooperation. That is, you are always a team player. It's a strength. Say I'm a very punctual, self-motivated, and a hardworking person towards my career and life. Um, don't give some strengths which are very irrelevant to the work you are being applied you are applying for. Mention strengths which goes line with what you are asked or what you are supposed to be doing from there. Um, yes, some of them if they're demonstrable, like you can tell them I'm a very convincing. If you are talking about a salesperson, even the way you talk, let them realize that indeed this person is a salesperson. You can even take a book and sell to them. Just to demonstrate something. That's about strengths, weakness, and also this one now is difficult, but it's not difficult. What is your salary expectation? How much do you want us to pay you? Now, I will split it into two. One, it depends. If you are going there to be employed for the first time, don't mention a specific salary. Yes. If, kuna sisi wengine, you are employed in this company, then you ask your boss, unamwambia, niko na issue kesho sikuji, niko mgonjwa. I'm going to clinic tomorrow. Kumbe hiyo kesho unaenda interview ingine company ingine. And you know very well kwa hii company umeacha you are being paid like 60,000. The other company, if they ask you for a salary, because already you have this job, you are not fired. And nobody knows that you've gone for the interview. Unless one day you go for the interview and then you find your boss on this company also being part of the panel for the other company. And you had told him, I'm not feeling well. I'm going to the hospital tomorrow. It will be a very difficult case. But I'm just asking this. You've just asked for permission. Tell them tomorrow I'm requesting to be out of work because of some unavoidable circumstances. Don't commit yourself where you are supposed to go. Don't tell them, oh, my wife is sick, my child is sick. No. Tell them, they will not force you to tell them what or where you are going. Tell them, I'm requesting not to be there in our job tomorrow because of unavoidable circumstances. And they will be like, what are you going to do? No, just tell them, please, tomorrow, and if I come, I will be late. But if I don't come, kindly pardon me. So that in case you meet with them in the other panel, you tell them, yeah, this is where I was coming. That's why I told you I will be out of work. Now, if already you are employed and you are earning a given amount of money, that's it. There is no problem if you quote a given figure like, I would not mind the amount you will pay me, but being above 70,000, I will be okay. That one, if they will not pay you more than whatever you are earning on that side, then there is no need for you to shift your job. Of course, there are many other things. Kuna mtu amesumbuliwa. Someone is being disturbed in the other job and is being paid 100,000. And it's mostly like ladies. And they say, I'm looking for a new job. Hata kama nitakuwa nalipa 40K. Even if I will be paid 50K. Let me source for a new job. But if your interest is about money and you're being paid 100K here, that's it. Let them know that you are being paid over 100K elsewhere. In fact, tell them you want anything above 100, 110, 120, 140. It will be very, very nice, considering many other things. Now, but you are a fresh graduate from the campus. Don't mention a fika. But of course, Can I tell you something? Before the company says they want to hire you, they already know your salary. They already know what you are what they are going to pay you. Tell them this. I would not mind any amount as long as it will be enough for me to run my errands, to pay my rent, to provide for my family, and probably left with something small to save. That one you have answered the question very well, and you have not said 40K. Sometimes you go to a company, what's your salary expectation? 100,000 is not bad. 100K. Maybe the CEO of that company is earning 90,000. Well, umefika. Just very fresh from campus, you want 100,000. What will they say? You will be the topic of the day when you leave. They will laugh. Watakuwa wanaokotwa chini ya meza. Yani, unataka salary mingi kuliko ya CEO. So, if you are a fresh graduate, mentioning the figure is not a right thing. No. Don't mention the figure like I want 60K. No. Unless some of us, before we enter or before we go for the interviews somewhere, we always do a background check. Those who were there, what was their first salary when they were employed? They will tell you, when I first employed, my salary was maybe 50,000. But after some 6 months of probation, I went to 70 or 60. You know, when you have the idea, then you can mention. But I don't see the need for you to mention. Even if you say 60K, yet they were expecting to pay you 100K. I'm not saying they will lower your salary. No. They will still pay you whatever they had planned. So that question, know how to answer it very well. Usiwaambie ati unajua mimi nataka 150 na CEO wao analipwa 70. You will be a topic of the day for the next 1 week. Hata ile siku utaonekana mahali ingine, they will just laugh at you. Or so sometimes they will tell you that figure you have quoted is very high. Will you work with our salary? Then you tell them yes. Then after 1 week, now you are used to them in that company. They will come with you with the joke. Hey, you remember telling us you want us to pay you 150K, and they will laugh at you and you will feel bad. You see? Now, the other person again, who is not supposed to quote a value, is the person who has been fired. You've been fired from your company. So your difference with the person who is freshly joining from campus or from college or from wherever ametoka, there is no big difference because there is nowhere umejishikilia, like where can I run to, where can I rush to. So unless now you get there, then with time explain to them, by the way, you know I'm experienced in this field. It's only that there was a fallout between me and the other company, so that's why they lay me off. Or there was what we call retrenchment. Do you know what is retrenchment? Retrenchment is it reaches a point whereby the company feels like we are very more employees compared to the work available. Like you are so many and the job available is not big. So they will do what we call retrenchment based on their own knowledge. Kama unafikanga late, unaongeleshanga mkubwa vibaya, what will they do? They will retrench you. So retrenchment haimaanishi ulivutwa, no. In fact, you are being served with a letter that shows that you are working very well, but because of 1, 2, 3, you have been retrenched. So that one, you can now explain to the other companies that you are looking for the job. But again, remember, you will work under their masses. You are not like the person who is already employed and wants to get greener pastures. This person, if you underpay them, they will not come. They will stick to their current company. So let me ask you, how much do you want to be paid? Don't say, don't say at the 100. No. You value, unless they have called you. You know, there are some companies, they do what you call poaching. You know poaching? They have realized that Ambassador is doing so well in a certain company. Ile unasikianga sifa zake zimeenea. I have a very nice CV. They know me, I'm doing well, I'm doing this and this. Now, then one day you receive a call from the other side and they ask you, hello, I'm so and so. I'm calling you from this company. I've known you. Explains to you about where he knew you. Then tells you direct, we are considering taking you to our company. Kindly, we would like to know how much you are being paid there and what is your position there so that we can pay you more here and give you a higher position. That is how you will give them a direct answer. Here I'm paid 110,000. Here I'm assistant supervisor. In this company, I'm given a house, I'm given a car, and a driver. That's what they have known. Now, on the other side, if they will give you anything less than what you are being given on this side, you don't have to, of course. Number two, what if they employ you, then after 2 years they fire you? You must write a contract with the advocate. How? Contract should take at least 3 or 2 years. By the time 2 years have gone, you will have shown them what you can do. You can renew the contract very fast. That is about if you ask the question on salary. Another question that you will be asked, what are your career goals? Hey, you are a banker, you are an accountant, you are a teacher, you are an agricultural expert. You are being employed by the county to serve the county. You are being asked, what are your career goals? What are your career goals? What will you say? When you ask about the career goals, that thing, when you talk about goals, there are two types of goals, for you and for the company, short-term and long-term. Now, for you as a person, you have your own short-term goals and long-term goals. For the company, there are some things that you need to achieve for the company. Short-term goals and long-term goals. As far as you are supposed to mention all the goals, yours, like my short-term goal is to get a job in this company where I can utilize my skills and improve my career path. That is for you. Then, and it's a short term. A long term one right now is, I would like to rise so high in stature or in my career, even to occupy respectable positions in this company. That is still you. Now, let's talk about the company. What will you do for the company? Make sure you mention something for the company. Like, I would like, for example, if you're a teacher, let me use this. One day I have ever said this, that I want to achieve a greater academic success for myself and for the school at large. You see now, I've mentioned the goal for myself and for the company, because the company, they don't care about you. They care about themselves. So goals should be so much leaned to the company, but also don't forget yourself, because if you're not growing as a person, how will you grow the company? Yes. Now, lastly, after the interview imeisha kabisa completely now, that one person mwenye alikuwa na kupika eye check until you say my name was, we'll ask you one question. Do you have any question for us? I mean, now, do you, as the person being interviewed, do you have any question for the panel? And of course, don't say you don't have a question. So how can you fail to have a questions? Especially if you have been, if you don't know whether you have been taken or not, because sometimes you go to some interviews and immediately they tell you, please, we are hiring you. Singine unaambiwa, we shall call you. So if they say we shall call you or we shall communicate to you, you will have very few questions actually. Just express thanks. Thank you for the opportunity. Tell them you are okay. If they just say, we shall call you, tell them the length of the stay that you can wait for the call. But if they have said they are hiring you, Now, it's an opportunity for you to ask very many questions, like timings, getting in or checking in and checking out. That's very important question. Also talk about offer time. Also talk about job location. People will invite you for the interview in a given hotel, but where you will be working is a certain company in Kisii. So you see, ask about job location, ask about transport facility. Those who stay outside, how will they reach their place? Is there a common public transport? Just ask very few things. Where the company is are there some houses around that? Those are some of the things that you need. Don't say, I don't have any questions. What kind of a person are you that you don't have any questions? You cannot lack questions to ask. Or you can, if you have been hired completely, like where I was employed recently, some days back, I just, after the interview is over now, I asked some of them, in your mind, do you think you have gotten the right person? And they said, absolutely. So, there are some questions that you can ask. Then shake their hands as you leave the room. That is for the interview. We shall keep on learning more and more and more about interviews, because it is the place where, it is the venue where we get jobs. Let's work hard in whatever we are doing. Let's go and volunteer in any place that we feel like we want to go and work. If you have stayed home for 6 months, no employment, go to a place that you can work. Over yourself. We call it a voluntary service. And of course, when you volunteer to work, let me tell you, most of the managers, they will pay for you the house rent. Trust me. They will plan with the board of management. This person who is volunteering, why don't we pay for him or her the rent? Maybe your rent is 10,000, 5,000. They will pay for you, and they may give you 2,000. To buy something in the house. So then from there, you will get your experience. Next time they advertise the post, you will be the first person to be picked. Like, I saw a girl who volunteered to work at Equity Bank for free for like 2 months, 3 months. Then there was another branch of Equity somewhere else who were looking for some people. And what they did, they took this girl to go and work now, fully employed in the other branch. You see, that is how it is. My name is Ambassador from the Ambassador Speaks YouTube channel. This channel is one of the biggest channel shows in Africa, which its role includes inspiration and motivation. I would like to request you, bring more people on board. Let's grow together. If I grow alone, I will not be happy. If we grow together, we will be happy. Hold your all